Okay, here we are with Redbook, page 156. We are reviewing for our tests. So let's take a look at the skills that will be covered on your test. Okay, let's get started. First of all, we want to convert this ratio to a fraction and put it in the simplest form. So we have 3 to 9 feet. So remember, ratios can be written 3 to 9, 3 colon 9, but in this case they want a fraction, so we have 3 to 9, and then when we write it as a fraction, it must be in the simplest form. Therefore, this can be reduced by 3, and we have 1/3, okay? Here, they ask for the unit rate, so therefore, we have $3.20 for 8 ounces, so therefore, we have 320 over 8 to put it into a unit rate. Remember, a unit rate must be down to 1. So therefore, we would reduce this 8 down to 1. If we do that, we're dividing by 8. So this is divided by 8. And therefore, we discover that this is 40. Okay? All right? That's number 4. So it would be 40 ounces per 1. 1 for 40 ounces. All right? Here we have a graph to create. It asks us to graph this line and then find the slope. Okay, so therefore, if we come over here to our graph, we're going to slide it over just a tad. Okay, and we discover that with our graph, we have here 2 ninths, 2. We have 1, 2, and then 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we are. Then we have 4/18. Well, that's a bit stretching it. So what we want to do is we're going to create a graph that's a little lower. Okay? Let's do this. 2 ninths. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then 4/18. This is 2, 3, 4. We know this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, so there we are. So with that in mind, what we want to do is discover our slope. We can connect our dots here. That's our line. So we must travel from here to find our slope. Remember, our slope is our rise over our run. So let's rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now let's run from here. 1, 2. Okay? So we have 9 over 2 as our slope for number 6. Okay, moving forward, we want to take a look at our proportion here. Is it a proportion or not? So what we must do to discover if it's a proportion is that we cross multiply. And once we cross multiply, we can discover if we are equal or balanced on both sides. If we cross multiply 72 times 8, we will discover that is 576. If we cross multiply 8 times 12, we will discover that that is not the same. That's going to give us 96. So they are not proportionate for number 8. Okay, so let's take a look at number 10. They want us to write a proportion. So we're comparing classes to hours, and we're comparing Friday to Thursday. So if we compare classes to hours, on Thursday it's 6 to 8. Compared to Friday, it is C to 4. And so therefore that is our proportion. Here they want us to solve for y. So what we would do is we would cross multiply and we would solve for y. We would say 6 times 17 when we cross, will give us 102 is equal to 3 times y is 3y. Now we would need to isolate y by dividing both sides by 3. When we divide both sides by 3, we discover that y is equal to 34. Okay? Now, let's move forward. We're going to move our graph out of the way here. Move it over here. All right, and so now let's take a look at number 14. Number 14, we have 56 pounds is equivalent to how many kilograms? Well, we know our conversion is 1 pound to 4,500 kilograms. So if that be the case, then let's take what we are looking for, 56 pounds, from 1 to 56 pounds, how many kilograms would that be? We do not know. So then we would need to cross multiply. X would be equal to, and we would take our calculator, and we would take 56 times 4,500, and we discover that that would be 25 2/10. Okay? Now, here we must discover if this is direct, invert, or neither. Remember, direct is y is equal to kx. Inverse would be y is equal to kx, and then neither, okay, if y is either in the numerator or the denominator, okay? Now, let's take a look. X is equal to 3y. We need to get y out of the denominator, okay? So let's do this. Instead of dividing by y, let's multiply both sides by y. Therefore, we have x, y is equal to 3. Now that we have y out of the denominator, let's separate it from the x by dividing both sides by x, and therefore y is equal to 3 over x, and therefore we have a match, ladies and gentlemen. We have an inverse operation. Okay? Now, let's take a look at number 18. 5 movie tickets cost $36.25. What is the cost of 8 movie tickets? Well, they've established our rate, or our ratio. We know that 5 is equivalent to $36.25. Question is, what is 8 movie tickets? We don't know. So let's cross multiply. When we cross multiply here, we have 5x is equal to, let's take 8 times $36.25. We have 290. Now we need to isolate x by dividing both sides by 5, and x is equal to 58. So 8 tickets will be $58. Now, here we have a special shade of green glaze, requires 5 parts blue to 3 parts yellow. A glaze mixture contains 25 quarts of blue and 9 quarts of yellow. How can you fix the mixture to make the specific shade of green glaze? Well, let's see. The mixture calls for 5 blue and 3 yellow, but we have 25 blue and 9 yellow. Okay? To go from 5 blue to 25 blue, we multiply by 5. To go from 3 yellow to 9 yellow, we multiply by 3. That is not balanced, okay? So we need to convert one of these so that we can have a balance, all right? This versus this. Well, it would be simpler to up the ante than to reduce the ante. So by adding, okay, as opposed to reducing, okay? So if we add to our denominator, okay, converting our 3 so that we have 5 parts, all right, to make it 15. If we did that, this number would be what? If we made this instead of 3, multiplied by 5, so that it is balanced for our special glaze, 3 times 5 will be 15. What's the change between 9 and 15? Oh, we added some more quarts. And what amount of quarts did we add? The difference between 9 and 15 will be 6 quarts. So we added 6 quarts of yellow in order to make it balance. Okay, that is the conclusion to that particular lesson. See you in the morning.